up, everyone? It is another episode of the Raro Lae DavyJ podcast. I'm your co-host, Raro Lae, with one of my favorites, DavyJ. Davy, how you feeling today?
You know, I always love your intros.
I tried extra hard today.
I appreciate that.
You're
On a
welcome.
rainy day like today, I appreciate it. It's DavyJ. We got some special guests with us today. Y'all want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, tell you maybe a little quick thing about you.
Yes, we can start with Les over here.
Okay. My name's Les. One less to invest. One thing about me, man, financial literacy is the one thing that I believe will truly turn the black community around. Followed by the family. So we're gonna keep it right there.
Like that.
Awesome.
That's dope. Yeah, I go by the name of Vacel. I'm a singer-songwriter, and recently got engaged, man. So
Whoop,
Oh,
whoop.
congratulations.
And we got the
Congratulations.
wifey in the building.
yes, sir. Shout out to
Okay.
wifey, you feel me? Yes, sir.
Love is in the air.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, we always start off with, some highs and lows of the day, just to kind of break the ice. Just, 30 seconds or less, just give you a high and low for the day. So, Vacel, if you want to just go ahead and start off with just a quick high, low.
My high. Shoot. Waking up today and, being able to be accompanied by, of course, my fiance, and
Aw.
also she's expecting, so this will be my
Yeah.
first child.
Jeez.
So I'm like waking up on a high every day, honestly.
That's
lit,
awesome.
man.
You know what I mean?
That's lit.
How
That's
Yeah.
far along is she?
We were, baby, you like 7 months? Yeah, so she
Oh,
almost there. She almost ready to
wow.
pop.
That's so
Same time,
exciting.
man.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
And a low?
A low, man. I had to go to work today. But we gotta do what we gotta
That's always a
do,
low.
though.
That's always
We
a
gotta do what we
Very
gotta
fair.
do
Gotta do what we
till
gotta
we can
do,
do what we
man.
want to do. You know what I mean?
Nah,
For
that's
sure.
right.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, that would be mine.
Definitely.
Nah, that's good. I think I had it today for today. I got the gym action in.
Oh, yeah.
Always good to hit
It's
the
important.
gym.
Critical.
Mhm.
For sure.
Went in the morning, got that good pump. That was always good. A low, probably the rain and the
Yeah.
traffic.
Mm.
Like rain and traffic together is
Yeah.
kind of nasty, but I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Worst
For
combination.
sure.
Mhm.
I think I'll start with my low. I was actually telling you about it earlier, but recently, I don't know what is going on, but people keep trying to run me off the road, and I am not feeling it.
Crazy.
Like today, I
Crazy.
was
It's that
heading to
time.
DC,
Yeah.
and there was 2 of these cars. I think they were like Challengers or something like that. And literally, I'm in the lane. I'll use my car. I'm in the lane, just driving like a regular person. All of a sudden, this car is literally just beelining towards me because they're trying to get into my lane. So I literally had to swerve into another lane, and then they started racing each other. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's getting really ridiculous. So
They don't care.
yeah, I was actually really
At
pissed. I'm
all.
not gonna lie.
At all.
But bringing it to my high, I think the weekend, I'm super excited. I got to see one of my best friends this weekend, so I'm excited for that. And then, of course, doing the podcast today, so
Hey.
super
It
excited.
is.
Yeah.
Can I just want to redo my low. My low, WizKid, if you ever see this,
Oh, yeah.
I do not fuck with you right now, like at all.
Yo.
You canceled your show next Sunday. I was excited to go. I bought my tickets.
Everyone
I
was.
had the person I was going with. We were getting our outfits together, and you canceled. That's my low, WizKid. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
That's tough too.
That was tough break,
my
buddy.
bad. That's,
That is tough.
that's
That
a tough
is
act to follow.
Oh, no.
Look, I was about to say my TV broke.
Hey, that's a low, bro. That is a low for real.
And if that's your low, that's a good low.
That's a
I mean,
good low.
legitimately,
Yeah.
like, I
Better
got
than
like
some
a
others.
55-inch TV in my family room,
Oh, damn.
and that joint just went out on me. Like,
That's
just,
crazy,
Like,
bro.
just stopped working.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you
That'd
tried
be the
to.
worst.
Joan was dead,
Oh, wow.
and then my son was blown because he be watching, Gracie's
TV,
Corner.
yeah.
Oh,
chilling.
yeah. Oh, the kids
He would
love
hurt.
Gracie's Corner.
Hurt.
Oh, my God.
He would hurt.
So that was definitely the low. But
Yeah.
the
man.
high would for sure be just kept this cooling with my man. Like he's almost 1. He turned 1 March 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
word.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
What's his
yeah.
name?
Landon.
And
Lester
Oh,
Landon.
wow.
Yeah, Lester Landon.
man.
And he's kind of starting to understand different games and sports and stuff. So I was standing the pillow up, and he just was tackling that joint like we was playing football. So
That's
definitely
what's
the
up.
high, kick it with my boy.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Yes, it
That's
does.
beautiful.
we'll definitely want to jump into the questions
Mhm.
for our first question because these are some serious questions.
What is
So-
the episode about again?
Okay, the episode
Woo.
today is about
Mm.
commitment.
Men
Well,
and commitment.
Men and commitment. So
commitment.
we wanted to obviously, this is the first time. Usually we got Davy in here with all girls sometimes, but
Yeah,
this
nah,
is the
it's-
first
we
time
got
we
you
have
today, bro. We
a
got
full
you. I got
man
some
set, so
testosterone.
like,
Exactly.
Okay.
Man and water.
Okay.
That's it.
With
the
masculine
rose up.
energy.
Man and water.
But you know, it's good because the women want to know. Like, I think a lot of ladies are a little bit confused when it comes to men. Like, what men want, what happened, what it means to like truly commit. So it's like, who better to have than like men that are showing that they are actually committing? Because we didn't want to
Well,
just
I'm
have.
single.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not out
See,
there.
so
No
I
one's
was like, no, we need men who
No.
actually committed to
Committed
come
to
on
yourself
today.
right now.
So you know,
Going
but
out there now.
yes. Super excited. Gonna jump into the questions. So for our first question today is how does a man know when he wants to commit? And also how soon does he know in advance if he isn't ready to commit? Les, we'll start with you.
To be completely honest, I feel like men know relatively early on. It's more so do I want to commit with you? But we definitely know at a time point in our life, it's like, all right, like I'm ready to go ahead and do this. It doesn't take too long, you know.
That's interesting. So would you
no.
say it matters like at that time? Obviously you're gonna like pick the person that you want to commit to, but it's like say you had that perfect girl or even the person you decide to marry, if it was before you were ready to commit, would it have like essentially fallen through?
Yeah, it can
Oh, wow.
definitely fall. You can have the perfect person if you're not ready as a man. It's just like
It's timing.
it's timing.
It's timing.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Everything.
and honestly, you know, if you're a little bit older and more in your adult space, you might be able to tell, like verbalize to that person, like I really do want to commit, but
Right.
not right now. But to be honest, I don't think most men are ready to do that early enough on.
Yeah.
And you know, you may lose someone that you could have actually had been with and built a life with,
For sure.
you know, just because you're not ready.
I think Drake said it best. You know, the good ones go if you wait too long.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know
that's
if
a
you
fact.
all have. I was like this head ass. But no, I mean, I think that's a valid point. Like a lot of men, if you are not in that state of commitment time, it don't matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it really don't matter who it is.
Yeah, no, I agree though. But sometimes I think that also I seen this quote or somebody was saying on a podcast like, how can you get somebody to do something they've never done before? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of us men, like especially in our younger days, we don't want to commit like at all. That's not even a point in our minds. So
Yeah.
if it's like, it's almost like riding a bike. If you never rode a bike before, how you expect somebody to just pick up and ride a bike?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes I think it's also, we might not be ready to commit, but also we might not know how to.
And to fully commit.
And to
because
fully commit,
you know, like a lot of times you're younger, you committing, but you not really, you know what you're
Yeah.
doing. You know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you're not so like to take that step. I think that is like a big thing to fully commit. And to marry, like you're married, you're engaged. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Yeah.
the full finish
Yeah.
product step. I think a lot of men, just the thought of forever, scares a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
I mean, for myself, the thought of a forever, like, I mean, nowadays, what is it, like 60% divorce rate, which is crazy. But, I mean, you can, but it's like, it's so much that goes into that court room and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got a little PTSD, but we'll talk about that in a whole other episode.
Definitely,
But,
that definitely takes account.
it takes a big account. So, like, commitment now, especially, like, I'm 30, you're
32.
probably
Yeah.
kind of,
I'm finna turn 30 tomorrow. My birthday.
Damn!
Pisces gang.
Happy early
You know what I'm
birthday.
So we at that point, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We at the
Yeah.
point where it's like, okay, what's going on? But I think just at that age, like even for me, like the next person I get to be my girlfriend, I want to marry them. Like there's no point in having a girlfriend at 30
Yeah.
or
You're
32.
wasting time at that point.
I don't know about wasting time because like I feel like a lot of people they always say like you're wasting time when something happens in a relationship.
I think if you're not dating intentionally, you are wasting
dating
time.
for marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't believe in that. I feel like if you're dating somebody and you all are having a good experience and you're learning from each other and you're growing with each other, I don't think at any point that's a waste of time.
I feel like I'm coming
Maybe,
from it
I don't
more
know.
from like the kingdom perspective. So
Oh,
it's like if you're
from
not
hip-hop.
LOL,
Mhm.
but like,
From the kingdom.
but like dead ass though. But like, so it's just like if I think it's a waste of time to not date intentionally, like
Right.
because it's like, what are we building towards? Like, what are we like, like essentially, yeah, like what are we moving towards?
Mhm.
And it's like, of course, like there may be moments where you had fun, but I feel like the fun was like fun was more so like when you were like younger and stuff. And of course, things happen. Like not every single relationship is gonna work out, but like I think there should be an intention behind it. And if you decide, like, obviously it's not the kingdom way, like, if the intention is not there, then both people should be on the same page that
sure.
this is not our
Yeah,
intention.
for sure. Like, as long as you're on that same page,
Yeah.
you know, I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody, you know, has dates for different reasons and stuff like that, so
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Check that out.
You gotta be up front early. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, you do, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But some of us don't know how to do that though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Being
oh,
up
yeah.
front early, especially as a young dude.
Why
you just
is
trying
that,
to like
though?
Communication has never been
communication.
I mean, I'm not even gonna say black man, but I'll say I had to learn how to communicate with my wife.
Mm.
It was like something that I really had to intentionally do.
Yeah.
And you know, in every delivery is big,
Yeah.
timing is big, word choice is big,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're not hitting on all three accords, you could hit 2 out of 3 and still miss, and the
Yeah.
desired intent would be missed, and you're just kind of in limbo at that point.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Facts.
for sure.
Yeah. So, okay, with that being said as well, what are some signs that show a man isn't going to commit? So, like, let's say they're actually in the relationship already, so they're not going to commit to the next stage.
We like in like a boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, not married. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Well, in marriage,
Signs.
they would have already committed.
yeah, I thought you
Or
were
what
like
are you
a talking
thinking?
stage towards relationship. Or like
Well, I guess
Yeah.
we can
We
hit
can
both.
hit both.
We
Yeah,
can
we
hit
can
both,
both.
for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if y'all want to, I haven't gotten down on one knee except to tie my shoes, so I don't
I'm
know what.
done.
So we're talking about the reason why, like in the beginning.
It goes from girlfriend, boyfriend
Yeah.
to
Or no, what are some signs? So, like,
Signs,
how
yeah,
would you
sorry.
be able to tell,
if
like,
I'm as a man ready to commit, or
no, so, like, I'm a woman asking. So,
Okay.
what are some of the signs that show a man isn't going to commit?
isn't gonna commit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess for me, it would be like just his levels of patience, right? Like if he's allowing you time to do things, like if he's really, thinking about his actions towards you,
Right.
if he's allowing you space to grow, you know what I'm saying? He's really trying to see how the next 5, 10, 50 years will look.
Right.
Those are, if he's not doing any of that, then those may be your red flags. They're like, I think he might just be kind of, kicking around.
Right.
If all those things
Especially,
are, if all those
Yeah,
boxes
yeah,
are getting checked,
yeah.
then I
I
don't know.
agree. Especially like the type of conversations y'all having. Like, what are y'all talking about moving forward? Like,
Right.
sometimes you get into relationships and then y'all just, it's such a good thing in the beginning. Y'all just going with the flow, going with the emotions, and then you get caught up and you miss. Like, dang, okay, like 2 years just went by. Like, what are we doing? Like, are we being serious? Those comments. So
Right,
when
yeah,
he's
for
not
sure.
wanting to have conversations or avoiding those conversations,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like deflecting a lot.
Right.
Then
Why
you
we always
definitely-
talking about stuff like that?
I mean, you gotta
You
be
don't even
real,
put a
dog.
title on
We
it.
gotta put a title.
Right.
Walk down the aisle, and then like a lot of men. I mean, I know a lot of men that's just like, the marriage thing, and they'll just kind of go on a tangent about like, why would you gotta put such a big title on it to make it what it is? We love each other. Why
I've been
we-
hearing a lot of men say they don't believe in marriage. Like,
Yeah,
if
that's the
we're
whole thing.
doing all the stuff, we live together, we're living like we were
What's the-
married.
it's like
why
we're
do
already married. Why do we
yeah,
have to?
yeah.
They hit you with the we vibing.
We vibing. We good. I mean, in a sense, of course, from a kingdom perspective, yes, marriage is, the goal. Marriage should be your end all be all. But, just from a person that's not into that world,
Right.
it's kind of like, for what? To be honest, like if it's not, if it's not a religious standpoint, it's kind of like, for what? Like, why are we getting into a bond that's forever? Why we got to put legal ties on stuff? Why do we have to, split up? Like, we're good with where we at. What's the point of taking that next, level? So, in a sense, like, I kind of understand it from that perspective,
Okay.
but from, of course, if you were raised in a church, you know, and raised in a, you know, a Christian home, marriage shit is supposed to be what your, you know, end all be all goal is. But I also think, you know, as far as like the talking stage to like the girlfriend stage, even because a lot of that happens before you even get to the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like, I mean, some red flags with that is, I mean, it's kind of almost like marriage in a sense, like not marriage, but the same conversations, like, well, what do you look forward to? You know, the future conversations, you know, stuff of that nature, I guess would make it to the point where like, this is about to be a girlfriend kind of thing. A lot of times it's out of nowhere, like girls don't even be expecting it.
Facts.
And he's like, you know what, like sometimes it takes a little bit of jealousy. I'm not gonna hold you, like it takes a little bit of like
somebody else.
Well, you're not really my man. I mean, you ain't really put no. Oh yeah.
No,
oh yeah. We're not. And the next thing you're like, you know, I don't want nobody else having you. Like, nah, you mine now. So like, you're my girlfriend. So sometimes, you know, ladies, it might take a little bit of like, you know,
a little razzle dazzle,
little spice,
toxicity. Yeah, a little toxicity.
Yeah, a little bit of that. House, you know, you end up
started
going out.
Less, going out more.
Like what you taking these pictures on Instagram for?
You see her across the club in somebody else's section, you like, all right, you're my girlfriend now.
Yeah, right. That's clip. You and somebody.
It's
clip, baby. What you doing over there? But yeah, that's a whole thing.
You got to send just her a bottle.
Just her.
Hey yo. I see you, David.
Right.
And nowadays, if you send that bottle, they get the sign and everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
So,
put your name on that joint.
Yes.
I see you, Davey. Like, that would be nice.
But why does it take us that long to
I don't know.
figure stuff out, bro? Yeah. Why I gotta be that? Why can't
look, just the day before, we was like, I don't know, babe. I'm
still thinking about it.
Right.
I love you for real, baby.
Is it like the allure of like the streets, essentially, like trying to keep options open, or it's just like, what is it?
Probably not. It's probably, you know, you always look better if, you know. My father always said that no woman wants a man who no other woman wants. So it's just probably the same thing with females. Like if we know that other men are looking at you a certain way, you know, we want you a little bit more, you know, and that probably goes along the lines of like, I want to say even in the Bible, you know, they instruct women to try to keep their shape or keep their self looking attractive because they know it's something with that mentally when a man knows you're attractive, knows other men are attracted to you, he's a little more attracted to you himself.
I could see that. I could see that, but I feel like as a woman, I don't want a man either that is like so accessible. Like, so everyone is talking to them. They're in everyone's DMs. They're in everyone's likes. Like, I had a relationship, and this is going to sound crazy, but I've done a lot of crazy things in my lifetime. But literally, as we...
talk about it. What's going on?
One time, and honestly, I did this for him, but I really selfishly did it for me. But, like, I was going through his messages, and, like, he knows, like, we have each other's passwords. And so I just saw all these messages from before we started dating. So I did not care. Like, I didn't care personally for myself because this was the past. Yeah. But I'm like, this is embarrassing. Like, why were you so thirsty? So I started unsending messages because I was like,
his phone?
Oh,
What?
for sure. I told him. He didn't care.
Cleaning up his stuff.
I know. It was a bad time, and I've learned a lot
crazy.
from my past.
Right.
But I unsent it because I'm like, this
That's
is
crazy.
embarrassing. I don't need
Unsent.
any woman coming to me as a woman saying, do you know your man was doing X, Y, and Z in my DMs? Blah,
But
blah,
if it was
blah.
in the past, why does it matter?
Well, it was just so thirsty. Like,
Wow, was that bad? It was that bad.
It was
Okay.
hard eyes
It
on
was just
everything.
so
it was like,
So it was thirsty enough that made you even reconsider.
It made me
Yeah, you like,
man,
damn.
is this the nigga I'm laying next to?
Right.
No way.
This you, bro? She's not even cute.
yo,
She ain't even cute.
Right.
Yo, and I'm like, I told him, I was like, you have to have a little bit more respect for yourself. Because it's just like, I felt like he was like putting himself out there.
A lot of men don't have respect for
At
themselves
all.
because of that. Like, they
I was
see
like,
it,
why
they
is
can
he
tell.
sending so many
I'm about to
messages
say,
out
they
there?
know whatever.
Shots
Shots go up.
respect.
All the
What is
rules.
respect at that point?
Yeah.
What is respect at that point?
Right.
I also think a lot of times, like, just to kind of circle back in, when you are talking to somebody, right, and, you know, it's been like the 5-6 month mark, 7 mark, maybe, who knows, but it's like, once it gets to that point, and y'all started to kind of see some things that you probably wouldn't commit to, even for women. Like, they're like, I don't really know, but it's like you're so comfortable at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have already started doing the things that people do at 6 or 7 months. And that was almost like,
what it was.
yeah, like eventually like that
let me
6,
just
7 months
clean
can
that up.
easily turn into like 7, 8, 9, 10, you know what I'm saying? Because you're comfortable at that point.
Right.
So,
Start running those red lights.
Start running those red lights. I mean, that happens, you know? So,
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no.
but yeah, like,
I cannot.
yeah, it gets real comfortable. So,
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, like, that's your nail. You get those dopamines when y'all cuddle and
You
you're used to
stay
the
talking
attention.
about these dopamines,
Because it's a
man.
real thing.
No, that's
It's
real.
a real thing.
I sent
That's
you a
real.
post about dopamines. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
You should look at it.
You
Because
know, I don't be reading everything you send.
You do. Anyways,
Yeah,
but
I
like
It's
you
definitely a
did.
real
I should.
You should.
Yeah.
You did
She be
mention-
sending some good stuff. Sometimes
It's
Yes,
definitely a real thing.
I be
My,
sending the scripture. Okay.
Really,
Like,
me and my wife's marriage counselor told us that no matter how mad you are at each other, for whatever you did that day, you always get into bed together that night. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because of that dopamine.
dopamine. Yeah, it's a
You know what
thing.
I'm
It's a
saying?
Oh,
real
wow.
thing.
Real
Like
scientific
you're
thing.
used to, you know, the person around you and all that stuff. It's almost when a situation
y'all are talking
ends,
about two different dopamines though. Because you
Oh,
were talking about likes and he's talking about getting in the bed even when he's mad.
No, we're talking about like the dopamine of like being next to each other. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Okay.
Look, it must-
think that-
No,
You know,
no, this
maybe
was
we
from
need an
another
all-male
conversation. This was,
You got a bunch of
correlate.
guys
Yeah,
in
it's
here.
crazy.
Go ahead. I mean, I know
Okay.
we had some more questions.
but you actually had an interesting point just talking about like certain things are kind of like red flags, but then because you guys are so deep in the relationship, you're kind of just like, let's keep going. But
Yeah.
what are
Comfortable.
some
Oh
red
my God.
flags that like stand out to you guys when you were either dating, like when you were dating previously?
Red flags as far as like
This is the
The
uncomfortable
woman,
person,
like
basically.
whoever it was in the past that you may have been with, like what were some red flags that you were like, okay, these are like my non-negotiables? Because I feel like women talk about their red flags a lot, but you don't really hear men's red flags.
damn, that's a good question.
Do we not talk about them, or do women not listen?
I don't know, maybe.
It could be both.
I don't
Only
like
women
this.
not listening.
It could be both.
Asking, it's, you know.
They see how it feels when there's 3 women on this joint, and
I
I'm sitting
see.
here
Oh my
just
God.
quiet, staring at the wall, with trying not to say the wrong thing at the
Don't
wrong
engage,
time.
just ask the question.
I think one red flag that, you know, I've had when dating somebody that I was like, yeah, nah, it's just the way they talk to customer service. Like, that's a
Ooh,
big
That's
thing
serious.
for
Yeah.
me, yo. Like,
Yeah.
That's serious.
the way you talk to customer service, the way you talk to a server,
Like how you
you
are
know,
in
however
public.
it's a huge turn off for me when like somebody doesn't talk to customer service a certain way.
Right.
Like, who do you
Like, if
think you
they're
are? Like,
rude.
yeah, I'm paying for this, but
Yeah.
like, who do you
Yeah.
think you are? Like,
Right.
you know, that's always been like, you know, a red flag to me. Hygiene,
Oh,
huge
yeah.
red flag, which is for women I thought wasn't like a thing, but it is.
thing.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll
Like,
be surprised.
you'd be
Yeah.
very surprised. Those are 2 big ones that's like, yeah, this probably not going. And then like also like the need for attention. Like the constant need for attention. Like, I mean, if you're a
Social
content
media
creator and
messed
stuff
that
like
up.
that, it's different, but
Oh, okay. I see what you're
like
saying.
if you're like just constantly posting certain things that you want, is to me
Do you
is
feel
like,
like that's because she doesn't get enough like attention at home?
I don't know.
But I think that's just the era we
Or
in.
just might be or the era. I don't
like
know. It's kind
the
of
social media
what are we
game
doing right
messed
now?
up relationships a lot. Like,
I think so for sure.
It definitely did.
It
because
changed it.
Were we saying this on a previous episode? But essentially, with social media, it makes it seem like there's like an endless plethora of like options.
Infinite
So like you're
Damn.
like, okay, well if it doesn't work out, like I'll just like whatever, or something like that.
No,
Like,
it does. Like
Too
honestly, when you're in a relationship and you're like, if you're not a mentally strong individual and you're in a relationship and you constantly seeing these other options, I mean, believe it or not, like I don't care what, like it does weigh a certain, you know what I'm saying, like
It's
But are they
dopamine.
really
it does weigh.
options?
Yeah,
I
it
think-
does
Dopamine.
weigh. I
Are
don't
they
know.
really options?
But it does
I
kind of make
think
you think
all that
sometimes.
falls back
but-
to mindset. My bad.
Yeah,
Cut you
mindset.
off.
Yeah,
That
that's
too,
all.
yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
not a
Mindset.
mentally strong person,
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my biggest red flags to circle back. Like that was one of my biggest red flags, your mindset, because social media influences a lot. But if you're mentally strong, you have kind of like your blockers up in certain regards. And don't get me wrong, everyone's going to have their vices. But like, for example, like my wife, her vices, she likes to travel, right? Okay. But I can deal with that. Like, I'll take you. Yeah, right? Yeah. Perfect. But she's not going to, oh, I need a new pair of shoes, or I need a new bag. I'll give you the trip.
I'll give you the trip.
All day, I'm going. And, you know, we can skip the bags, or she doesn't need a lot of social media gratification. Like, and to me, that all fell under mindset. So that was big for me.
Mindset is definitely big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, let me pull up the next question. I guess I'll just be.
Yeah, just interview us.
Okay, I guess so. Because I can't answer. So. Right.
But I mean, you could think as a woman, like, what are some red flags for men that you've experienced that, like, would be like, okay, this guy's not gonna commit. Like, maybe I need to move forward. So, like, what have you seen from that side?
I don't know. I guess kind of like the, like, oh, why, like, put a title on it, essentially. Or even the way, like, men move. Like, for example, like, if they're still always constantly going out and, like, always in the mix and everything. And prioritizing maybe not their boys. Like, I think it's important for them to, like, me have my girl time and them have their boy time. But if every single time they're prioritizing it and it's like their woman is like the last thing that comes about, like, oh, let's hang out. Well, let me see what I'm doing with my boys first. Then, okay, I realize that, like, a relationship isn't really a priority at all. But then also, like, is that person taking you out, like, publicly? Like, that's a huge thing because they might always, maybe they only hang out with you in the club and the house. Like, if they are only hanging out with you in the club, like, it's real easy for things to get over.
So going back to that, though, now with the days of social media, doesn't matter if your spouse or your person you're with posts you.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think it does matter to an extent because it's like, okay, they're not hiding their relationship, but I'm torn. So they're not hiding their relationship, but, like, even with that, they could still be cheating. But then also some people are realizing, like, it is very, like, the power of, like privacy and, like, even, like, spirituality. Like, certain people may wish bad things upon whatever you have, or they may want what you have. So I'm realizing, like, it may not be as important to post, or not as important, but it's, like, it's important to protect what you do have. And, like, so it's, like, I definitely agree. I think me, for example, like, I was in a relationship before, obviously, but, like, moving forward, most likely won't post my person. And, like, it's just, it's protecting that kind of, like, protecting that piece and protecting that person. But you do have to know the person you're with, because people can get a little mixy with that.
I mean, I think honestly, like, posting your person, I mean, even from, I can only speak for myself, like, posting your person, like, I have a brand. So once you post that person, they're now a part of your brand, which to me is frustrating, because now it's like, you no longer have control of your brand. Like, your brand is like what you control, what you do. As soon as you post somebody else involved with that, that person is now part of your brand, sometimes permanently. You know what I'm saying? Once, if y'all do have a breakup or something, like, whatever that person does is still somewhat attached. Whatever you do sometimes it's still somewhat attached to you.
No, for sure.
You know, and then your people are following them and still following up. So it gets really, like, weird and messy with that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, you probably won't see somebody on my page until, like, wedding day.
No, for real.
Literally, like, you won't probably see the engagement nothing, because it's like, I don't know, at this point, like, that's just
I definitely feel that. You know, if you have, like, a social media type of, like, personality, or, like, if you're in that realm, for sure. You know,
it's a little harder.
It's
a little harder.
Yes. So, okay, we talked about the red flags, but then I don't believe I touched on this topic. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what are things that men truly want in a relationship?
Yeah, you didn't touch on that.
Yeah.
But I can let y'all go.
So for me, I know somebody that hold me down. You know what I'm saying, when I'm low. For me, definitely somebody that I connect with, both spiritually, mentally, and physically. You know, because even sometimes in my line of work, I know previous relationships didn't work because jealousy got involved, or they felt like they weren't getting enough attention. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta find that right person, just like Davy was saying with your branding and everything that could kind of like coexist with that. So I say that so.
I got you. I think for me, stuff that like males really need, honestly, is like you have to, as a woman and a man, you have to really know your particular person. Like, there's no way around that, because if you guys don't mesh, it's really not gonna work out. I think that like I was saying with my wife, I know her mindset and a lot of things like that. If they don't go hand in hand, it's going to be really tough.
How about you, David?
I think a man needs time, commitment, tenderness, love.
You can be serious about your emotions.
Love, tenderness, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think, of course, everything else that comes with it. I mean, obviously the obvious stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
We talking the obvious stuff.
Obvious.
Well, I want to know.
Very
So
obvious
what is
stuff.
obvious? Because it might not be that obvious to women.
I mean, the obvious. Like a man needs, love, tenderness, commitment. Sex. That's a thing. And just somebody to. I think a best friend more than anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget that. When they're dating, that is still your best friend.
Right.
You shouldn't talk to your best friend a certain way. You wouldn't want somebody else to talk to your best friend a certain way.
Right.
And that kind of thing. So it's really respect ultimately when it comes down to it. But I think that's definitely what
I think that's probably the number one thing.
Yeah, the respect part, man.
Respect
The
is
respect part
definitely
is
big.
huge.
Respect is
Define
definitely
respect.
big.
Because I hear that like a lot, but I think a lot of people
Now-
have like different definitions of respect.
For me, I have more traditional values, right? So I look at things like, go along the kingdom route.
Okay.
I'm the head of the family. You're the neck, so you do have a lot of control. But when if we're kind of going back and forth about something, 8 times out of 10, I kind of want the last say, And I'm not gonna, and that's not always, like I said, 8 times out of 10. But it definitely, it definitely needs to be you got it, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna overstep, what we discussed. And if we discuss, and another big thing, especially with the social media era, is if we discuss something at home, it needs to stay at home.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
For sure.
It doesn't need to be a post.
Broadcast.
Right. Right. No, for sure.
I don't think we should be going back and I don't think we should be looking through social media like, oh no, this one reflects today. Boom, boom, story, bow, like
And
But
that's
I feel like
big,
sometimes
man.
those stuff like
That
come
story
to you.
post.
Like
Yeah.
the stories, it's like all of a
It
sudden,
gets you in
whatever you're
trouble,
going
man.
through, you're seeing all the quotes. All
and
of
you
a
do.
sudden.
Women will
And you
find it. I feel like women will find it.
All they
If
gotta
they-
do is
if
go
it's
to
Or
something
their
that-
friends will
find
send
it.
it
Their
to
friends will
them.
send it to
Yeah.
them.
They got it in
They
the
go to
archives.
the boy. They
Saved.
go
I'll look
through
at
the
some
boy
boy
joint.
Ready
They
to
gonna
post.
find something.
It's
I'm
crazy.
done.
Like they will find like men need to start. Like it's just it could be anything.
Men need to
like,
start changing ties.
changing ties. Like
No, you just argued about that this
you
morning.
just argue about it this
What
morning,
happened
and then
to
they
men
put it
that
on.
build
they-
houses though? Like I
happened to-
really want to know.
See,
like,
that-
Hold
can
on,
you,
hold on.
like,
It's a different
can they
era.
No, like
No.
I don't think it's a
men
different
buy
era.
houses and we buy houses now.
We don't have.
We don't have to
build
use
a
our-
house.
No, but recently,
You
though,
don't have to
like
hook the
my
doorknob.
husband, her husband, like
Change
he just mounted my
Pay
TV
somebody
the
to do
other
that.
day.
I can
and,
mount a
like,
TV.
Yeah, like both of them came over, and then they
I do a little
he helped
stuff.
me mount the TV. But then like
I'm
also
not
like
mounting no
he
TV.
does like construction and stuff.
I
Like
can
he can
mount a
build
TV.
stuff.
You
want a
My
car-
one
so you
friend
want a
Matt,
carpenter?
You know Matt?
He just wastes
that
time.
used to go to Towson.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt is over here
Oh.
constructing a whole
He making some
kitchen,
money.
Right.
like making
His
concrete
might be.
counters.
That
and
is his
everything.
profession, though, right?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no, Matt works in IT, but he just does it as a hobby.
So is that like
Yeah.
a thing that women want, like a handyman?
I
all
think
the
it's
time?
nice.
Like, is
It's
that like a thing?
refreshing versus
can-
like them posting random stuff online all the time and like being catty. Like I would like to see an able
carpentry.
man.
I
some
can hang some
carpentry.
TVs. I'll hang a TV, throw up some shelves, put together
Okay.
do some light plumbing work,
It's
but
this
I'm
app.
not going hard.
It's
It's
this
not-
app.
That's
It's a-
right.
it's an app for all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
It's
an
an
app
app.
for all that.
I'm big on delegation.
Got to.
There's a lot of things that
Time
need
is
to be
money.
done during the day.
Okay.
Time is money. Delegate. It's called Task Rabbit. Shout out to Task Rabbit. Task Rabbit. They got all of that, anything, mount TVs,
All that.
set up the garden.
So
anything.
can we, if
Anything.
we're doing like,
I think that's still a manly thing to do. If the job is done, why does it matter if I do it or the
Next man.
random dude with the things on his shoes? When
okay,
he come
so
in?
on the other hand then,
I don't know.
can we DoorDash all the time?
Oh, I see. So like you, like instead
okay,
of cooking,
if
like
you gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, are you gonna pay for it?
are you gonna pay for it? Because that's technically getting the job done. The job still gotta get done. If I'm paying for it to get done, are you gonna pay for the door? Because that point, I don't care
know.
where the
In my
food
household,
comes from.
my father gives my mom the money, and then my mom.
mean, but it's
gets
still the same account,
groceries,
though, right?
And then she cooks it. So
Okay. I guess it all depends on your household setup.
Right.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
household.
It all
thing.
depends on your
It's a
household setup.
thing.
My wife does. My wife
real,
does
though.
cook a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Definitely gonna give me
no, I definitely
4 or
cook,
5
but
meals
I'm
out
just
the
like
week.
for argument's sake,
4 or 5 days out the week. That's good.
Yeah, she
4 or
going-
5 days.
Yeah.
That's good,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, wow.
You said
Sunday, Monday, might skip Tuesday,
That's
Wednesday,
good.
Thursday.
Yo,
something.
that's not like
Yeah.
a lot of people
I
not
need to
doing that,
try
bro.
that a
I
little
don't
bit
think you
harder.
understand.
I'm
That is,
I mean,
single, and
keep,
that is
still
good.
keep it a
don't
bean
cook
though.
every day.
You know, I definitely take on more of the financial roles. You know,
Okay.
I'm gonna take that on the chin.
so
Right.
y'all, yeah. I mean,
As I
that's
said, a little more traditional.
more
Yeah.
traditional. That's cool,
Yeah.
though.
Hey, look.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 days a week is good. I'll take that.
And
Yeah.
so you had a good point too, actually, about leading. So, and like how the man is the head of the household and like he's the head
Right.
and like the wife is the neck. And like definitely do agree with that. But I think a lot of times, for example, like I knew you in college, like obviously we don't communicate as much, but I
Right.
know that like you're like a stand-up guy. So like a lot of times though, however, on the other coin of that, there's a lot of people shouting about leading, and how they should be respected. They should be the head of the household, but they don't know how to lead. So where is the disconnect happening there where it's like they want this respect, but they're not even doing something that warrants respect?
Yeah, I mean, I feel as though as a man, you know, if you're taking most of the responsibilities and getting stuff done, then your wife will naturally follow you as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
If she's 9 times out of 10 stepping up, trying to figure stuff out, you know, and you tell her, baby, I'm trying to lead, she gonna look at you like you're a little crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's valid.
and you know, that's just kind of how that works. People are gonna lead. People are gonna follow who they can see leading well. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody who's trying to lead you off a cliff, you're not gonna follow them. That
Right.
just doesn't. I mean, and that's not a woman trying to be more masculine in any way. That's like, bro, like you're not doing what you're supposed to do for yourself.
so she gotta pick it up.
So she gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. If you got 2 people, a man and a female, the man is paying some of his bills. He might have people helping him out. He might kind of like not be on his game. And you got a female who's paying all her own bills. You know, oil changed, tire rotations getting done, and all that. And you try to tell her to lead. You try to tell her to let you lead. For what, bro? Like you already, you know, a
You
step
out the
behind
game,
her.
bro. You out the
Right.
game.
So you know,
Yeah, it's
You out the
clips
game.
Yeah.
Clips. It's clips.
yeah, you know,
That's good. That's good.
'Cause I think we talk a lot about like women's insecurities when it comes to dating or being in a relationship, married,
Yeah.
whatever level it may be. But what is a man's biggest insecurity when it comes to dating, or even just like what are some of the insecurities?
Truth.
I mean,
So-
of course, I think the number one thing for any man, insecurity will be money. I mean, if you don't got the money, like that's a really big thing
Yeah.
with dating. Like a lot of men, they won't commit unless they, you know, feel like they're financially able to provide or they're in a proper career setting that they can, you know, do what they need to do. So I think that, and that's like probably to me probably the number one insecurity of why men don't feel as though they want to commit or settle down is the financial piece for sure.
So that's like a
Yeah, I agree
valid
with that.
reason because I hear
That's
that
like
a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah.
That's
it's
probably
a
like the
thing.
number
Okay.
one.
Probably
honestly.
definitely number one, bro.
That's
I
probably
don't
the
know,
number
like-
one.
Because that even goes back to what I was saying. Like, it's if you're not able to kind of keep yourself afloat, and she's saying she wants you to commit, and you thinking, man, I can't even keep myself afloat. I'm gonna keep you afloat.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, you know, if you got a girlfriend and you know shit hits the fan for her, you're the first person she gonna look at.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if
sure.
she doesn't look at you, if she like, oh, I'm about to call my dad. You be like, don't call that nigga.
Call that nigga.
Yeah, I
You know
got
what I'm
Wait a minute.
saying? What you mean? You know,
Call
you
your
gonna
daddy.
feel some
I'm
type of
daddy. You
way.
was saying
Yeah.
that.
Right,
Nah,
right. I
Call
don't
me.
care if that's your father or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's
So
a
definitely
pride thing. So
finance.
like
Yeah.
without the money, the pride kind
the
of can't
resources.
do what it needs to do. and you just, I don't know, like, it's just not the greatest feeling in the world trying to court somebody when you're not financially stable enough to do so.
You can't.
You can't.
You
You
really can't.
You really can't.
If you don't got the money, you gotta have the resources. You gotta have
something.
some way of making stuff shake. You like, you might not be able to, you might not have the money to get the oil change, but you got your man that work at Honda. Babe, put a car on the side, call my man, he gon'
get you out the way.
So,
I mean, I think the other thing that I can think of that I've heard as far as like insecurities in relationships is the discipline of like keeping your sex to yourself.
How so?
Like not cheating in a sense.
Okay.
So like, some men are like, man, I already know I'm just not in that, space to just not cheat, or not only mess with you. So I'm gonna just, do me for right now.
Where does the lack of discipline come though?
I mean, you gotta think a lot of men never really had to discipline their sexual being ever.
It was never
a thing. It was never taught.
Ever
like
since you was 13, 14,
13, 14.
Your uncles was like, so what you getting your well or not?
Getting it
you know
off.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
Like sexual discipline never was. I mean, even for myself, it was never something that I really had to work on until I was in a committed full relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then even then, in your younger days, committed relationships, like if you can still get around it, like your friends cheating, like sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Circle
like,
of influence.
Exactly.
The influence still there.
is
So
big.
you never really have
Circle
to.
influence big.
At that point, like recently I've been, training myself. I'll go like, a certain amount of days without doing this, and I'll just try to work on my discipline.
Not
but
days.
it's months, weeks, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So stay throwing shade, boy.
I made it 2 days
retention.
this week.
2 days, right? But
That's big.
for some people, that's a big thing. But anyway, that's the whole point. It's just like it never was a real thing that you had to focus on because it just was never pushed. Like, it's not cool to be like, dang, bro, like you didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like you not having sex. Kind of like
it was like a game. It was like a game almost.
That's weird.
It's crazy.
And I don't think.
I don't know.
In college, that was.
Oh, hell no.
But do you
You're
think
not
that's
getting
like a
glasses
culture
going on.
thing?
Whatever.
Do you think that's
Need
a
help,
culture
bro?
thing though?
I think.
Because
I think that
obviously I feel like every single race cheats, but I feel like the black race glorifies it like more, like black, Nigerian, whatever it may be. Like we glorify it more than other races because other people, like, they might do it. It might be locker room talk, but it's not something that's like glorified and broadcasted. Like it's something they still hide.
I don't think that. I think that all men, you know what I'm saying, get that, like, go do your thing, go sow your oats or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the black culture, just not to be cocky, but if you kind of see us around the world, we kind of take the lead in terms of, like, attractive men who can kind of get what they want. So I don't think it's like, a black thing. I think it's just, we have the juice to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know if I
it could
agree
be
with
also
that.
other factors like how you grow up. What do you see as a young man?
That's true too.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up in your household, like, what's your father like? What was your father doing? Like you said, going back to his uncles and everything. So it's like, I think, especially in our community, it's sad, but like the black family, you know what I'm saying? It's a disconnect there. You know,
For sure.
So
For sure.
yeah.
That's good, man. I think some points were definitely made this episode for sure. I feel like if you don't know what commitment is or what to look for, I hope that you got it from this episode.
For sure.
And just go ahead, sign out, drop your Instagrams and where people can find you and
Where
everything.
can people find you guys?
1_ less great. Dang, I butchered that. 1_ less to invest. Just on Instagram. I'm more of a family man now, be in the back, but I am thinking about getting into more talks about financial literacy, so be on the lookout for that.
Follow that for financial literacy, and we are artists.
For sure. _ Vacel, Instagram, it's Vacel, Twitter, Vacel Live, YouTube. Be on the lookout. I'm working on an album right now, so that should be coming out soon. So more content. Hopefully get on this podcast again. It was a great time.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Yes,
You guys are always welcome.
For sure.
Always welcome.
It's a great time.
Always welcome.
Had a blast.
And it's DavyJ.
And
Bravo.
Raro Lae.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
We
he
out.
was about to say my name.
I was.
That was crazy.
I'll never do that again.
All right,
Never
y'all.
again.
Signing out.
Peace.